The buzz around Porsche's potential entry into Formula One was nothing short of electrifying in the motorsport arena. Among the many manufacturers eyeing the sport, Porsche stood out as the most serious contender, poised to dive into the new engine regulations that will replace the current V6 hybrid era, which kicked off back in 2014. The 2026 introduction of these regulations was seen as a golden opportunity, a chance for fresh blood to shake up the grid on a more even playing field. But Porsche's plans hit a major roadblock when their highly anticipated partnership with Red Bull Racing fell through. This setback wasn't just a bump in the road, it was a sharp detour that cast doubt over Porsche's once promising F1 ambitions. By mid-2022, the talks between Porsche and Red Bull had progressed to the point where it seemed almost certain that Porsche would secure a significant 50% stake in both the team and its rapidly developing powertrain division. Industry whispers hinted that this was more than just a business deal. It was a calculated move by Porsche to partner with one of Formula One's most successful and forward-thinking teams, ensuring they entered the sport not just competitively, but with a real shot at dominance. As negotiations deepened, it became evident that the two sides were on a collision course, with irreconcilable differences in their visions for the future. Red Bull, under the leadership of Christian Horner, was unwavering in its determination to maintain full control and independence, an approach that clashed head-on with Porsche's ambitions for a more equal partnership. Horner, the architect behind Red Bull's success, subtly hinted at these challenges by stressing that any collaboration would need to align with Red Bull's unique DNA and operational philosophy. At the heart of the disagreement was Red Bull's insistence on preserving its agility and autonomy in decision-making, key elements that Horner feared could be stifled by the corporate heft of a partnership with Porsche. By September 2022, the writing was on the wall. The Porsche-Red Bull partnership was not going to happen. Red Bull wasted no time in pivoting, swiftly locking in a deal with Ford for the 2026 season, effectively slamming the door on Porsche's Formula One dreams. Despite Porsche's initial optimism and public declarations of exploring other opportunities within the sport, the reality was that no substantial progress followed. This lack of momentum eventually led Porsche to bow out of the chase, bringing their F1 ambitions to an unceremonious end. Porsche's flirtation with a Formula One comeback wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. It was the result of years of strategic interest and meticulous planning. The brand's involvement in F1 conversations can be traced back to 2017, when Porsche became the first non-Formula One manufacturer to join the FIA's working group tasked with shaping the next generation of power units. Originally, the new engine formula was slated for a 2021 debut, but delays pushed it first to 2022 and eventually to 2026. Porsche's early engagement in these discussions was a clear signal of its intent to steer the future of Formula One. The brand even proposed bold ideas like incorporating all-wheel drive and simplifying power units, aiming to lower the barriers for new manufacturers to enter the sport. Despite Porsche's initial ambitions and proactive involvement with the FIA, the brand hesitated when it came time to fully commit. The FIA's decision to freeze existing power units from 2022 and shift focus toward aerodynamic changes to enhance racing further pushed back Porsche's potential entry. As the timeline extended, Porsche's momentum seemed to wane. By August 2022, when the new 2026 regulations were officially unveiled, the brand's enthusiasm had noticeably diminished. Porsche's push to rejoin Formula One was largely championed by Fritz Enzinger, the brand's vice president of motorsport until his retirement in December 2022. Enzinger was widely seen as the driving force behind Porsche's motorsport strategy, especially its F1 ambitions. His departure seemed to leave Porsche's Formula One aspirations without a strong advocate, contributing to the brand's gradual retreat from the sport. Under Enzinger's leadership, Porsche made considerable strides toward a potential Formula One entry, engaging in detailed talks with Red Bull and laying the foundation for what could have been a monumental move. Enzinger had a clear vision. He viewed Formula One as the pinnacle stage for Porsche to demonstrate its engineering excellence and compete among the best in motorsport. However, following Enzinger's retirement, the internal momentum and strategic focus to enter F1 began to fade. The employees dedicated to the project were gradually reassigned, and Formula One slowly slipped off Porsche's radar. Without Enzinger at the helm to push the initiative forward, the energy and drive behind Porsche's F1 ambitions dissipated, ultimately leading to the brand's decision to walk away from the pursuit altogether. In a conclusive announcement, Porsche has firmly closed the door on a potential return to Formula One, bringing an end to a period of intense speculation and behind-the-scenes negotiations that had had gripped the motorsport community. The confirmation came straight from Thomas Laudenbach, Porsche's head of motorsport, who left no room for doubt. Porsche will not be rejoining the pinnacle of motorsport. This definitive decision marks the conclusion of a complex and drawn-out saga, one that was filled with high expectations and numerous setbacks. The collapse of the much-anticipated negotiations with Red Bull Racing, which once seemed destined to usher Porsche back onto the F1 grid, was a major turning point. Despite some lingering optimism that Porsche might seek other avenues within the sport, the lack of urgency and diminishing drive ultimately led to the brand's full withdrawal from any further efforts to secure a place in Formula One. Porsche's involvement in Formula One, though brief, remains a significant part of its rich motorsport legacy. The brand last appeared in F1 over 3 decades ago in the early 1990s as an engine supplier for the footwork team. However, it was the mid-1980s that truly marked Porsche's golden era in the sport, with McLaren clinching 3 consecutive world championships powered by Porsche-built TAG engines. This period still stands as a proud highlight in Porsche's racing history, fueling hopes among fans that a return to F1 could spark another chapter of triumph. Yet, despite these past glories, Porsche's recent decision to step away from Formula One underscores the complex nature of today's motorsport landscape. The brand's bold attempt to partner with Red Bull, one of F1's leading teams, was ambitious but ultimately misjudged. Porsche's failure to appreciate the critical importance of maintaining control and decision-making autonomy in the high-stakes world of F1 proved to be a costly error. In contrast, Audi's more calculated approach, which involved gradually building a partnership with Sauber, showcased the value of aligning with a team that is open to sharing the journey, a strategy that Porsche, in hindsight, might have benefited from. This moment in Formula One history offers a rare window of opportunity for new manufacturers to join the grid. The sport has been reshaped by significant reforms, including a cost cap that curbs team spending and new power unit regulations aimed at simplifying technology, making F1 more accessible. Additionally, Formula One's strong push towards sustainability, with ambitious carbon-neutral goals, has made it an even more appealing platform for manufacturers eager to align their brands with cutting-edge, eco-friendly technology. Yet, despite this prime opportunity, Porsche has opted to stay the course with its existing motorsport commitments. The brand remains deeply invested in the World Endurance Championship, the IMSA Sports Car Championship, and Formula E, prioritizing these arenas over a return to Formula One. In a clear-cut announcement today, Porsche has officially shut the door on any plans to return to Formula One, drawing a definitive close to a period of intense speculation and high-stakes negotiations that had gripped the motorsport world. This decision marks Porsche's first official stance since the sport's governing body released the 2026 technical regulations, which had initially sparked optimism that the brand might make a comeback after more than 3 decades away from the grid. Despite the buzz, Porsche has chosen to step back, leaving Formula One out of its future plans. Porsche may have turned its back on Formula One, but it remains deeply committed to motorsport through a broad and diverse portfolio of racing activities. Laudenbach highlighted the strength of Porsche's current motorsport commitments, describing them as an almost perfect fit for the brand. Do you think Porsche made the right decision by walking away from Formula One, or did they miss out on a golden opportunity? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, goodbye for now.